Help me, O God, in my great resolutions, and in thy holy service, and grant that this day I may make a good beginning, according to our resolution. So is the rate of our progress. Both our outer and inner life should be straightly examined and ruled by us, because both have to do with our progress. In the morning make thy resolves, and in the evening inquire into thy life, how thou hast sped today in word, deed, and thought. Gird up thy loins like a man against the assaults of the devil. Bridle thine appetite, and thou wilt soon be able to bridle every inclination of the flesh. Blessed is that servant, whom, when the Lord cometh, he shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, he will make him ruler over all that he hath. Luke chapter 12, verses 43 and 44. Study such matters as bring thee sorrow for sin, rather than amusement. If thou withdraw thyself from trifling conversation and idle goings about, thou shalt find thy time sufficient and apt for good meditation. No man safely goeth abroad who loveth not to rest at home. No man safely talketh, but he who loveth to hold his peace. No man safely ruleth, but he who loveth to be subject. No man safely commandeth, but he who loveth to obey. No man safely rejoiceth, but he who hath the testimony of a good conscience within himself. But the boldness of wicked men springeth from pride and presumption, and at the last turneth to their own confusion. Never promise thyself security in this life. Often those who stand highest in the esteem of men fall the more grievously because of their over-great confidence. Oh, how great peace and quiet should he possess, who would cast off all vain care, and think only of healthful and divine things, and build his whole hope upon God. Enter into thy chamber, and shut out the tumults of the world. As it is written, commune with your own heart in your own chamber, and be still. Psalm 4, verse 4. In silence and quiet the devout soul goeth forward, and learneth the hidden things of the Scriptures. Therein findeth she a fountain of tears wherein to wash and cleanse herself each night, that she may grow the more dear to her Maker as she dwelleth the further from all worldly distraction. Why wouldest thou see what thou mayest not have? The world passeth away, a merry going forth bringeth often a sorrowful return, and a merry evening maketh a sad morning. So doth all carnal joy begin pleasantly, but in the end it gnaweth away and destroyeth. If thou shouldest see all things before thee at once, what would it be but a vain vision? Lift up thine eyes to God on high, and pray that thy sins and negligences may be forgiven. Leave vain things to vain men, and mind thou the things which God hath commanded thee. If thou wilt make any progress, keep thyself in the fear of God, and long not to be too free, but restrain all thy senses under discipline, and give not thyself up to senseless mirth. It is wonderful that any man can ever rejoice heartily in this life, who considereth and waiteth his banishment, and the manifold dangers which beset his soul. Through lightness of heart and neglect of our shortcomings, we feel not the sorrows of our soul, but often vainly laugh when we have good cause to weep. There is no true liberty, nor real joy, save in the fear of God with a good conscience. Happy is he who can cast away every cause of distraction, and bring himself to the one purpose of holy compunction. Happy is he who putteth away from him whatsoever may stain or burden his conscience, and give advice to thyself, specially before all thy dearest friends. If thou hast not the favour of men, be not thereby cast down, but let thy concern be that thou holdest not thyself so well and circumspectly as becometh a servant of God. It is often better and safer for a man not to have many comforts in this life, especially those which concern the flesh. But that we lack divine comforts or feel them rarely is to our own blame, because we seek not compunction of heart. Know thyself to be unworthy of divine consolation, and worthy rather of much tribulation. A good man will find sufficient cause for mourning and weeping, for whether he considereth himself, or pondereth concerning his neighbour, he knoweth that no man liveth here without tribulation.